Good morning, boys and girls. So, just a reminder for this week, please, if you are interested in participating in the academic camp for this summer from July 12th to the 29th, please turn in your forms. If you need another form, let me know so I could put it in your folder. The camp is from Monday through Thursdays for 3 weeks from 8:30 to 12:30, so it's only half a day and that's 12 days. No school, no academic camp on Fridays. All right, so be sure to answer the poly prompt this morning on the channel for today. Don't forget your spelling online when you finish your assignments. Make up any tests, make up online assignments, or tests. So make sure this morning you also do your daily oral language. What's due this week is week 22. All right, so this morning, what I want you to do for reading from 8 o'clock to 9:45, that's an hour and 45 minutes, then you can take a 15-minute break, and then you'll have math. So for this morning, I am in a training, and I'll be in another training tomorrow, but that doesn't mean it's a free day for you. You still have some work to do, and I do check your assignments to see if you get it completed for your attendance. If you don't do anything, you are absent. So make sure you watch the videos, log into Teams, go to the assignments, and turn it in. That shows me that you looked at it, you viewed it, and you submitted it and got it done. So, first things first, answer the poly prompt for attendance. Watch the video on this week's channel for the read aloud. Go to Teams assignments to answer text questions of the read alouds. And when you turned everything in, work on your paper assignment flag day with your highlighted colored evidence. When you are done with everything for reading, you work on your missing assignments like spelling or missing tests, and then read on Epic Books. Even though I am in a training downstairs in the office, you can still send me a message if you have any questions. So I'll still be helpful online if you send me a message. All right, so now I want you to get out your Storyworks magazine. That's the first thing you're going to do this morning, or after you're done with your prompt and your daily language review. You're going to read Storyworks. So you have a copy in your folder, or the substitute's going to give it to you. This is for May and June edition. And this week we're focusing on informational texts. So get out the magazine. The first text that I'm going to read aloud is called A Sweet Mistake. So since this is nonfiction text, remember also that it has text features. I can already see on the left side that there's a table of contents, and then it should have some vocabulary words. I don't see any bold words in this one, but the next article there will be. This one is just a mini read. So it's called A Sweet Mistake, and I can see some photographs with captions. I see a photograph of a popsicle, girl eating a popsicle. So that tells me this is going to be about popsicles. So I'm going to read this aloud, and you can follow along or you can read it on your own. This is called A Sweet Mistake. It's a hot summer day. The sun is blazing down on you. To beat the heat, you reach for an ice-cold popsicle. Refreshing. But did you ever wonder who first thought of the idea for these icy treats? It was an 11-year-old boy named Frank Epperson, and he invented them by mistake. Disaster or not? As a little kid, Frank was always experimenting. One day in 1905, 11-year-old Frank mixed some sugary powder with water. He accidentally left his drink outside. The temperature dropped overnight, so it got cold. When Frank went to get his delicious drink the next day, it was no longer a drink. It was frozen, like an icicle, because it was cold outside. Disaster or not? Frank picked it up by the wooden stick he had used to stir it. Slurp. He gave it a lick. Delicious. Slurped around the world. Frank's friends and family loved his homemade sweet icicles, but it wasn't until the 1920s that he thought about selling them widely. By that time, Americans had fallen in love with other frozen desserts. Frank, then an adult, because he grew up 10 years later, decided it was time to sell his treats. But what to call them? His idea? Epsicles. A combination of his own name, his last name is Epperson, and the word icicles. But his children had a better idea. They called their dad Pop. Pop. And his frozen invention, only one name for Pop's special icicles would do. Popsicles. Today, popsicles are slurped around the world, and these ice pops can remind us that sometimes a mistake isn't a mistake at all. It's a discovery. So there in the photograph, you see ice pops are passed out in July 1954, still popular 40 years later. And there you see Frank Epperson with his granddaughter on the 50th anniversary of the popsicle. So an 11-year-old made a discovery, and then when he got older, he decided to sell it. It would have been interesting if it was called Epsicles instead of popsicles. All right, so you're going to answer some questions on this article. You can reread it again, use your article to answer the questions. Okay. Next, you're going to read another article about the past. This one is called From Fear to Hope. So from something being scary to being hopeful, looking forward to something changing, something good. This is about nearly 100 years ago, a deadly virus called polio spread sickness and fear across America. And this author said, "My grandmother told me about this frightening time. Her stories provide lessons and hope for what we're facing today." So this was 100 years ago. It's similar to what happened to us this past year, which was coronavirus. So back then, 100 years ago, another virus hit America, and everyone went through the same thing that we went through. And you can see these kids in the photograph wearing masks. I'm not sure about the next two photographs. You're going to have to read about it. But it looks like this author interviewed her grandmother and got some questions and answers about what happened, and then she wrote about it, and then she had some actual photographs. So as you read this, pause and think, and those questions will be on Teams. So what I want you to do for this one is listen to the read aloud on the link posted. I posted a video on YouTube for you to watch. Or you can listen to the video on a Storyworks link. Go to the actual Storyworks website. That one is very interesting, more pictures. When you're completed with both of these stories, The Sweet Mistake and From Fear to Hope, you take the quiz on both articles in Teams. All right, so you're going to go to that link. It's going to take you to this page called Scholastic. You're going to type in this code, Carlston3, 3. Write that down, and I'll have it posted also. Sign in, and go to the magazine that we're on right now, or you can scroll down right here, From Fear to Hope. You can click on that, and there you can scroll down. There's the article. And there should be, or you can go to video. Here's the one I want you to watch. From Fear to Hope. So it has some actual photographs, and it also has some of those vocabulary words that you see in the article. So this one's a really good one, and she's reading it out loud. Video read aloud from fear to hope. When you're done with everything, you may go back to this site and look at all the other videos. They're pretty good about the other articles that we've read. All right, boys and girls, that's all you need to do for this morning. There was your task list. Answer polyprompt, watch videos on the assignments, answer the questions, work on Flag Day, and then when you're done with everything, any missing tests or assignments, read on Epic, or you can go to that Storyworks and watch the other videos. Remember, work all the way until 9:45 and then take a 15-minute break before 10 o'clock for math. All right, I'll see you later. Send me a message if you have any questions. See you, boys and girls. Bye.